and the feather bottoms are going to be making everybody happy again. Hotchkiss Featherbottom has pleased more men than Jenna Jameson.
He may not like the way you put that.
Why wouldn't he? Oh, I kind of see what you mean. Well, you never know.
There's different ways to please. And, when you really think about it now, with modern ears, just how filthy Please Please Me was by the Beatles.
Please, please me, oh yeah, like I please you. What about Please, Please, Please by James Brown?
Oh, one of the greatest performances ever caught on video from the TAMI show. You ever see that?
Of course. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever drawn a breath? You ever combed your hair?
Seen a grown man naked?
You ever seen a Turkish prison? Of course I've seen the TAMI show. And where do you think, back when Stan Lane was a member of the Midnight Express, when the rock and roller, whoever the baby face was, Ricky Morton, somebody would jump out of the ring, chase me around a ring post. I'd roll in while Bobby was hitting the ropes. I'd stand up. Bobby didn't see me coming. We'd have a double knockout. Down I'd go. Stan would come in, take my pulse, ascertain my physical condition. And then as I would turn over and stand up.
Now I see it.
He would try to help me up he would grab me by the fucking jacket, right? And as I would stand up, the jacket would go over my head and I couldn't see. And I'd fucking swing around and swing the racket and almost hit him. And I'd fall down and then I'd goddamn grab the jacket. And I'd throw it off and throw it down and get mad at him and get mad at the referee. And then he would take the jacket and he'd put it over my shoulders like James Brown, the cape, taking me off. And right before I'd get out of the ring, I'd turn around and throw the jacket off and I'd get mad at the referee again. And he'd have to come back and perform the cape cover again, and we would James Brown my way out of the ring. On spot shows, it took up some time, kept people occupied.
Everyone says that James Brown, and it's one of the great performances ever, so I'm not taking anything away, but everyone says, oh my God, the Rolling Stones couldn't follow that. The Rolling Stones are pretty fucking awesome that day, too. It's different, and Mick Jagger's trying to be James Brown, which is hysterical.
But here's the thing. That was inflated because the way they shot the TAMI show, it wasn't a concert. It was, oh, Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Here'll be another $5,000. Hold on. Oh, no, wait a minute. No problem. I don't know who you are and I don't give a shit. You keep calling me from this number. I don't want to buy anything, nor do I want to speak. Good day. I did say good day. Okay. Right. So anyway, they didn't do it like a concert.
No.
They did it like a television shoot, and they changed crowds. So the crowd that James Brown appeared in front of was not even the same one that the Rolling Stones appeared in front of when they set up to do their set. It was just, I think, probably Mick trying to create talk and buzz and attention.
It's such a great film. I mean, just all these amazing bands and the Barbarians. It's incredible. And the Barbarians didn't even do their best song. Their best song is Moulty. The drummer's name was Moulty, and he had one hand. He played drums with a hook. So it's a young guy with like a Beatle haircut and a hook for a hand. That just seems a little out of place with the whole teenage movement of the 60s. And he has a song called Moulty, which is all about how he lost his hand and learned how to drum. And the rumor has always been that the actual band playing on Moulty, the studio musicians, were the future band, Levon and the Hawks.
Well, so get back to this guy's hook.
Okay.
So how is he gripping a drumstick with a hook?
Well, I guess you can close the hook. I mean, it's like a
Can you close the hook?
It's a dual level hook, it seemed like. It was like a double hook that you could open and close.
Well, it seems more like you'd need more like a claw than a hook.
Well, maybe it's considered a claw more than a hook. Maybe.
Wait a minute. What are we thinking about? Why did this stupid son of a bitch not think about just having a drumstick attached to his stump? And that would have eliminated the whole problem. He'd actually be a better drummer. If he could cut his other hand off and have the drumstick attached to that,
not necessarily.
Then he'd have been the best drummer in the world. Bonham. Nobody, Buddy Rich, nobody would have had anything on this guy. He'd be the Edward drumsticks of drumming.
Not necessarily, because how many drummers played with their wrists? Usually you don't just bang with your arms. You usually have your hands going, your wrists. So if he has a hook, but he could still move his wrist around and rotate it, or a claw.
Well, no, just
it gives him an opportunity to bang away.
Look, imagine this. You've seen the end of an arm stump before. So you got your arm stump right here, right?
Okay.
And then, and I bet you I could get the folks at Tom Drexler to do this. I know Mike Fox in the electric department be all over this, but maybe Josh in heating and air, or Chris, but then DJ the plumber and Kato the badass plumber, one of them could figure out how to put a ball mechanism, a round mechanism on the end of the stump, and then attach a drumstick to that so it would flip. If the guy has limp wrists up and down, then you're covered, but it would go all the way around so he could swirl the drumsticks around. And my God, the drumming would be incredible. You'd never be able to top that drumming.
The guy was a struggling musician. I don't know where he's going to get the money to get this ball-bearing wrist support thing
Well, you got to spend money to make money. And, I'm not surprised he was struggling. He didn't have a goddamn hand. So if he got that situated, as Vince says, turn a negative into a positive. Cut the other hand off, make a match, get this apparatus, patent the design, and then not only will you be a great drummer, but also you can sell this apparatus and this technology to other one-handed drummers.
You got to hear the song because it's kind of funny. He sounds like Chris Makepeace. Remember Chris Makepeace from fucking Meatballs and My Bodyguard? And
I do not. I never made peace with Makepeace.
You never saw My Bodyguard?
I can't remember it.
With Matt Dillon? It was like his first movie? Whatever.
Oh, were they in Gunsmoke in Dodge City?
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But he has a funny voice. Well, funny-ish. But there's a spoken word part, so it's just like the music's playing, then it's like, and then I lost my hand, and I had to learn how to do something new. And I learned how to play drums.
Now, wait a minute. He wasn't a drummer before he lost his hand.
He may have been. I wish I could play it on the air, but I can't due to various issues. We have not licensed that song today.
Does anybody still know who the fuck these people are? Would anybody even notice?
Oh, yeah. No. Doug Morris, who's still a big muckety-muck, was one of the writers of some of their songs. So, yeah, people know who they are still.
Oh, he's a big muckety-muck.
People know who wrote their song. The publishing never fuck with the publishers.
What is Doug Muckety-Muck mucking up these days?
Actually, he hasn't mucked up much. He's been one of the better executives in the history of the music industry.
How much muck could a muck-up muck if a muck-up could muck-muck? Muck-muck-muck! Hey, speaking of chickens.
Yeah?
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, the greatest movie in the history of movies, is going to be on Svengoolie this Saturday night, July 16th on MeTV, for those of you paying attention, keeping track, and Svengoolie himself has alerted me that apparently I mentioned in the mailbag on the show, and apparently they've brought this back because of my constant publicizing of the Ghost of Mr. Chicken has led to a groundswell of support for the movie and wanting the movie to be telecast and broadcast across the country again. They are going to do that on MeTV Saturday night, July 16th on Svengoolie, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Figure it out the rest of the way across the country to Hawaii and watch the greatest movie of all time. Attaboy, Sven!
How does it feel, Mr. Irrelevant? Beyond the lack of influence you have on wrestling.
I'm programming horror movie hosts' fucking schedules now. You sent me an email, it happened again, and now it's happening again. I'm talking to you on Skype. I'm dealing with my remodeling, and I'm trending on Twitter because anytime somebody sees something ridiculous on a wrestling program, they all get on to talk about me and what I'm going to say about it rather than what they were actually watching. So I continue to trend, apparently on Twitter automatically due to these things.